When you see succulent cooked chicken hanging neatly in a row at a food stall, you are looking at one of the nation's favorite dishes, Hainanese chicken rice. The recipe for the dish is adapted from early Chinese immigrants from Hainan Island, off the southern coast of China. Back in Hainan, locals call the dish wonchong chicken. They use a particular fowl that is bony and fibrous, and serve the chicken with oily rice. A ground green chili dip rounds off the dish. Singapore-style chicken rice cooking method hails back to its Hainanese roots, with a few uniquely Singaporean twists. The chicken is steeped in boiling water or blanched till it is fully cooked, before soaking it in cold water to ensure the meat remains tender. In a local twist, the chicken can also be roasted or braised in soy sauce for a different taste. In Singapore, the dish is infused with local Cantonese influences which inspired the tangy red chili sauce dip and the use of tender and young chicken. It is, however, the rice and chili sauce that can make or break the dish. The rice, cooked in chicken stock with ginger and pandan leaves, should have just the right amount of oiliness, while the chili must possess the right blend of both spiciness and sourness. Chili crab hits all the right spots with tangy gravy that seeps into the succulent flesh of the stir-fried crab. Greater than chili crab is among Singapore's greatest culinary inventions, the king of all crab dishes. It is easily available in most seafood restaurants, which typically serve it with mud crabs that have deliciously sweet and juicy flesh. The world-famous chili crab started from a pushcart in 1956. Run by a couple, the husband asked his wife to experiment with other methods of cooking crabs other than just steaming the seafood. Madame Cher Yam Tien's first attempt was stir-fried crabs with tomato sauce, but decided the dish will have more kick by adding chili sauce. They sold their chili crabs along Kaling River and it became so popular that they opened a restaurant, called Palm Beach. KWAY, the famous chef who opened Dragon Phoenix restaurant in 1963, created a sourer version of the dish, using sambal, tomato paste and eggs to cook the gravy instead of bottled chili and tomato sauces. This has since become the version most commonly served in Singapore. This spicy dish is a scintillating stew of curry cooked with vegetables and of course, the whole head of a fish. Fish head curry is unique to Singapore, the epitome of a cultural melting pot. It mixes the spices of a typical South Indian curry with the fish head, a delicacy among the Chinese. Every ethnic group here has its own version of the dish, with slight variations to the curry. Some mix in tamarind paste for a tinge of sourness, others add coconut milk for a creamier texture. The only similarity is the head of a fleshy red snapper swimming in a pool of spicy gravy, along with a mix of vegetables such as okra, ladyfingers, and eggplant. Fish head curry was created in the kitchen of a small Indian restaurant in the 1940s. Fish head is not considered an Indian ingredient, but to please his Chinese customers, restaurant owner M.J. Gomez, a restaurant owner from the southern Indian state of Kerala, blended Indian curry with the Chinese favorite fish head. The result was a hit. Today, it is on the menu in Indian, Chinese, Malay and Peranakan restaurants, often served still bubbling away in a large clay pot. Fish aficionados will proclaim that the cheeks have the best flesh, and the eyes are a treat. Contrary to its name, there's nary a tinge of orange in the local fried carrot cake, a flavorful dish that comes in the monochrome colors of black or white. Do not confuse this with the dessert carrot cake, a moist cake made with carrot and spices, covered with cream cheese frosting. The core ingredients of the cake are rice flour and white radish, which some call white carrot. The mixture is steamed, then cut into cubes and fried with garlic, eggs and preserved radish called chai po, commonly referred to as chai to KWAY, in the TEOW dialect. These smooth and soft fried rice cakes can be found in almost every hawker center. It is served black, fried with sweet dark soya sauce, or white, original. The simple dish has its origins in southern China's Chaoshan province. There, it is known as chao gao guo, fried starch cake, which is made mainly with rice flour. Fish sauce and black sweetened soya sauce are used to marinate the rice cake before it is cut and fried with eggs, oysters and prawns. Brought over to Singapore by TEOW immigrants, it was known as char kway, fried rice cake, which was simply cubes of rice cakes fried with dark soya sauce. Fried kway teow, also known as char kway teow, in Singapore, this indulgent wok fried noodle dish has been a popular Singaporean hawker staple for decades. This wok fried noodle dish has roots in TEOW culture. The culture originates from the region of Shaozhou, in China's Guangdong province. Originally conceived as a poor man's dish, this dish's high fat content, hence the intensity in flavors, and affordable ingredients made it popular amongst laborers, farmers and fishermen after a grueling day's work. Today, char kway teow remains an affordable staple, widely available at hawker centers all across Singapore. Char kway teow is made of a mix of flat rice noodles and yellow wheat noodles, stir-fried over high heat with light and dark soy sauce, garlic, chili, lupchung, Chinese waxed sausage, egg, fish cake and bean sprouts. The most sinful, but satisfying part, char kway teow is stir-fried in lard, giving it fragrance and texture. Fresh prawns and blood cockles are then added to the mix. Local and regional variants of the dish also incorporate belacan, dried shrimp paste. This simple dish of stir-fried noodles boasts a rich prawn stock that keeps fans coming back for more. Also known as Hokkien mee, Fried prawn noodles. This stir-fried noodle dish is steeped in aromatic stock made of pork bones and prawn heads. This lip-smacking noodle dish, comprising yellow noodles and thick bihun, vermicelli, has juicy prawns, squid, pork belly strips, egg and crunchy fried pork lard, optional, that makes everything taste extra good. As its name suggests, Hokkien prawn mee is a dish created by Hokkiens but with a little uncertainty. Some say it was originally known as ROJAK mee because it was first sold at ROJAK Road. Hokkien sailors who had worked at noodle factories in post-war Singapore would gather at ROJAK Road in the evenings to fry the excess noodles from the factories over charcoal stoves. Others suggest that a stall beside the 7th-story hotel near ROJAK Road first created this dish. Yet some point out that ROJAK mee was the Peranakan interpretation of the dish, which is cooked with more gravy and accompanied by sambal, a more common version these days. The original Hokkien mee is supposedly fried till dry and eaten with sliced red chili. Kaya toast is the ultimate comfort food for those with a sweet tooth, offering the right mix of crunch and sugar rush. It is the perfect snack that goes very well with a cup of local kopi, coffee, or tea, charcoal grilled or toasted slices of bread enveloping slivers of cold butter and a generous spread of kaya, a traditional jam made from coconut and eggs. Some eat this toasted sandwich for breakfast, others prefer it for tea. More often than not, it is accompanied by 2 soft-boiled eggs with runny yolks and translucent whites with a dash of dark soya and white pepper. This snack is credited to the Hainanese, such as the founders of Yakun Kaya Toast and Keng Ho Heng Coffee Shop, the predecessor to KWAY Kopitiam. Yakun, a coffee stall since 1944, is known for its wafer-thin brown bread slices and flavorful kaya. Keng Ho Heng, set up in 1919, is the oldest Hainanese coffee shop in Singapore, famous for its white bread kaya toast. It was bought over by a regular customer in 1993 who renamed it KWAY Kopitiam. Simple pleasures. Like your toast slim and crisp? The single-slice kaya toast consists of a sliver of butter and a splash of kaya, between paper-thin toasts. A more indulgent variation is the double-slice kaya toast, with heartier fillings that are bound to hit the spot. Play of textures. Start your day with cracker kaya toast, where traditional cream crackers add a crunchy twist to the conventional sliced bread. For a wholesome breakfast, tuck into the comforts of soft, warm bread with the steamed kaya toast. Toasted with a twist. To taste East meets West flavors, go for the French kaya toast, where bread slices are fried in an egg mixture and served with a dollop of kaya and butter. For an out-of-this-world experience, give the light and fluffy space bun kaya toast a go. The LAKSA broth offers the right balance of spice and coconut milk, a distinctive noodle soup that will tickle the taste buds. There are various types of LAKSA, spicy coconut milk-based noodle soup, in Singapore, from the tamarind tang of Penang LAKSA to the curry-like Sarawak LAKSA. But none is more famous than our homegrown Katong LAKSA. Katong LAKSA is inspired by the Peranakans * who live in the Katong area. It has a spicy soup stock the color of a flaming sunset, flavored with coconut milk and dried shrimp, and topped with ingredients like cockles, prawns and fish cake. Its defining characteristic is the noodles. Thick vermicelli cut into shorter pieces that can be easily slurped up with a spoon. At some stalls, you only get a spoon to eat the LAKSA, no chopsticks needed. The taste is so sought after that Katong LAKSA has traveled beyond the east to reach every corner in Singapore, due to franchising and enterprising LAKSA stalls imitating the flavors. The term is an Indonesian, Malay word that means local born, which generally refers to people of Chinese and Malay, Indonesian heritage. Over the years, many are confused about its authenticity as every stall in Katong claims to be the original. There is the more well-known, Jonggit, version, named after the hawker who sprouts a few hairs from a mole below his chin, hence his nickname, Jonggit, which means beard in Malay. This stall, aptly named Jonggit LAKSA, is now helmed by his family, and operates from Queensway Shopping Centre. There are also other reputable stalls along the Katong stretch, each selling the same tasting dish that has come to define the Singapore LAKSA. The difference is that normal LAKSA requires chopsticks to scoop up the uncut noodles. It's the savory and creamy rice that carries this dish, with spicy sambal to give it that extra zing. Translate nasi lemak from Malay to English, and you will get rich rice. The rich refers not to wealth, but the coconut cream that makes it oh so sinfully scrumptious. This dish is a perfect mix of flavors: aromatic rice infused with coconut milk and pandan leaves, eaten with deep-fried fish or chicken wings, oda, grilled fish paste, fried ikan bilis, local anchovies, and peanuts, eggs, cucumber slices, and sambal, spicy chili paste. It is a hearty meal that is adored by the Malays as well as non-Malays who have their own version of nasi lemak. The rice is the same, although some have a greenish hue owing to the pandan leaves, but it is the side dishes that set each other apart. The Chinese version, for instance, can come with anything from deep-fried drumstick, chicken franks and fish cake to curried vegetables and luncheon meat. Dark and sticky, the salad may not look very appealing at first, but tuck into this culinary marvel and you'll be amazed by the delicious mix of sweet and savory. ROJAK means an eclectic mix, in colloquial Malay, and the dish sure lives up to its name. Its ingredients reflect the cultural diversity of Singapore, bringing together disparate items with strong flavors into a harmoniously tasty blend. It is a local salad of mixed vegetables, fruits, and dough fritters that is covered in a sticky black sauce and garnished with chopped peanuts and finely cut fragrant ginger flowers for a piquant taste. The mark of a good ROJAK is its sauce, made up of fermented prawn paste, sugar, lime and chili paste. It must be an appetizing mix of sweet, sour and spicy. The sauce is traditionally mixed in a large wooden bowl with a wooden spoon. Only when the sauce is complete are the ingredients added and thoroughly mixed. These include blanched kang kang, water spinach, and bean sprout, crunchy raw cucumber and Chinese turnip, tangy tasting fruits like sliced pineapple, young mangoes or jambu, unripe rose apples, fried dough fritters and toasted bean curd. No one really knows the origins of ROJAK, as Asia boasts many variations of the dish. These include the Indonesia gado-gado with rice cakes and vegetables drenched in a peanut sauce, to the Indian ROJAK whose peanut sauce is fiery orange in color and used as a dip for its ingredients like fried dough, potatoes and steamed squid. ROJAK is typically sold by Chinese hawkers. Until the 1980s, ROJAK sellers could still be found, often illegally, moving through neighborhoods on bicycles. Today, they have found a home in most food centers throughout the city. This Indian specialty is pleasing to the palate and the eye. Watch the PRATA maker stretch the dough by slapping and swinging it in one skillful motion. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, roti PRATA hits the spot every time. A South Indian flatbread made by frying stretched dough flavored with ghee, Indian clarified butter. It is usually served with fish or mutton curry. Roti means bread, and PRATA or paratha means flat in Hindi. Some believe the dish evolved from original pancake recipes from Punjab in India, but across the causeway in Malaysia, the flatbread is called roti canai, which some say is a nod to its origins from Chennai. No matter where it comes from, roti prata is a satisfying meal for any hour of the day. While the classic versions are served plain or with eggs as a filling, local menus now feature a variety of modern variations such as cheese, chocolate, ice cream, and even durians, turning it from a main course to a dessert. These grilled meat skewers are bound to delight lovers of street food in Singapore, and are perfect for communal meals. A street food dish that can be found in many variations all across Southeast Asia, satay is a staple of Singaporean communal dining. It is also a great way for foodies to dive into the culture of the region. Resembling a kebab, these grilled meat skewers trace their origins to Arabian culture, but have since evolved into a unique dish. Bamboo skewers are used instead of metal ones, and satay is commonly served with a variety of dipping sauces. Chicken, beef and mutton are the most common meats employed in this dish. Among non-Muslims, pork is also used. After being skewered and seasoned in a concoction of spices like tamarind and galangal, the meat is grilled over a charcoal fire. The cook keeps a close eye on the skewers, fanning them while continuously brushing the meat with oil for a perfect glaze. The end product, well-browned, lightly charred meat that's a perfect blend of savory, smoky and sweet, alike. While the essence of the dish remains constant across countries in the region, Singapore's variant on the dish incorporates a variety of dipping sauces, reflecting our multicultural origins. Once off the grill, the skewers are served with a sweet and spicy peanut sauce, traditionally made with roasted peanuts, coconut milk and a variety of spices. Depending on the stall you order from, you may be served with a variant topped with either pineapple puree, commonly found in Chinese Hainan versions of the dish, or ketchup manis, sweet soy sauce. A complete satay dish will include a side dish of steamed ketupat, compressed rice, in small cubes. These are sometimes wrapped in woven coconut leaf packets. Lastly, cucumber and onion slices are added to cleanse the palate. Historically, satay was sold by members of the Chinese, Malay, and Indian Muslim community on pushcarts and at makeshift roadside stalls. Up until the late 1970s, the quintessential vendor, known colloquially as a satay man, was a familiar sight around the island, with his uniform of a white singlet, straw fan and portable charcoal grill. Today, this savory delight is sold at most hawker centers and food courts all across the island, and has become an integral part of our vibrant food culture. Popular hawker centers and eateries that serve up this treat include Telok Air Market, colloquially known as Lau Pa Sat, and Old Airport Road Food Center. While some establishments will let you order a few sticks, a common amount comprises a dozen skewers. Tuck in and enjoy this dish the way the locals do, as a dish to be shared with new friends and loved ones alike.